Aliens have always been associated with various events on Earth throughout history. Their existence has been a topic of debate, with opinions ranging from support to opposition. Often, discussions about aliens have been purely speculative, attempting to explain the phenomena occurring on our planet in an exciting and intriguing context. Among the theories proposed regarding aliens, some scenarios have gone beyond the realm of sanity. Welcome, I'm Davis, and in this episode, we will discuss crazy theories about aliens. Grab some snack and subscribe to the channel so that I can continue. Let's get started. One of the prominent ways through which we can understand the past is by examining the records and inscriptions found on the walls of ancient temples and tombs. These inscriptions hold significant meaning to the ancient civilizations. In the 7th century AD, specifically in the Mayan city of Mayapan in the Mexican state of Yucatan, there was a ruler named Kinich Janab Pakal. After his death, he was placed in a tomb filled with inscriptions and drawings that undoubtedly held a specific significance to the Mayans. When archaeologists discovered his elaborate tomb in one of the temples, they noticed that these inscriptions served as a vivid example of classical Mayan art. However, some historians and authors had a different perspective on these inscriptions, claiming that they depicted an astronaut riding a rocket with his hand operating control panels and his feet on pedals. Simultaneously, the inscriptions also seemed to show him holding a breathing tube, suggesting its use in outer space. When we come across mysterious drawings in the middle of the desert, we immediately sense the presence of an ancient civilization that has existed in that location for thousands of years. The Nazca lines are a prime example of enigmatic drawings that have been interpreted as the work of aliens. The Nazca lines consist of around 800 lines drawn in white on a plateau near the city of Lima, the capital of Peru. At first glance, they may appear as random lines with no apparent meaning. However, with closer observation, it becomes evident that they form nearly 300 geometric shapes, along with a collection of 70 animal figures such as spiders, monkeys, and hummingbirds. Scientists estimate that the Nazca lines date back thousands of years. Since they are clearly visible from above, especially from a helicopter, it suggests that the beings responsible for creating these lines had the ability to fly. This leads to the theory that aliens were the creators of these drawings, with one group directly drawing on the ground while the other group supervised them from a higher altitude during flight. However, when the study of the Nazca lines began in the early 20th century, it became apparent that they indicated ceremonial or ritualistic sites associated with water, fertility, and the ancient peoples who lived in the heart of Peru for thousands of years. These mythical creatures were named as such because they are derived from myths and legends. One of the most famous mythical creatures of all time is the griffin, which represents a combination of a lion and an eagle. Another example is the centaur, which is depicted as half human and half horse. Of course, we cannot forget the mythical creatures in ancient Egyptian civilization, which often featured a fusion of human and animal forms. One of the more outlandish theories to explain the existence of these creatures in the distant past is that they were the result of genetic experiments conducted by aliens on Earth. According to this belief, the extraterrestrials who colonized Earth possessed advanced genetic engineering capabilities beyond imagination, and the hybrid creatures we now consider mythical were the products of their experiments. However, if this were the case, why don't we have any existing mythical creatures in front of us today, resulting from the descendants of these creations over thousands of years? In the English countryside, near the city of Salisbury, there is a collection of massive stones arranged in a circular formation known as Stonehenge. Each stone weighs approximately 50 tons, making it challenging for anyone to imagine an individual saying, "I'll go and bring some of these stones and arrange them together." The immense weight makes it difficult for us to handle even with our modern equipment. Swiss researcher Erich von Daniken suggests a theory that Stonehenge is a model of the solar system and could potentially be a landing platform for a different type of aircraft, like a helicopter. This theory proposes that Stonehenge was created by extraterrestrials due to the monumental weight of the stones, which would have been difficult for humans to transport from the heart of the city to that specific location. However, recent scientific studies have shown that even this pattern could have been created with the technology available 5,000 years ago. It is now believed that Stonehenge likely indicates astronomical sights in the sky. If not aliens, then it was built by humans who had an interest in space. One of the most intriguing ancient cities you can encounter is the city of Teotihuacan, also known as the City of the Gods. It is located near Mexico City in Mexico and takes the form of a stepped pyramid. The city contains temples aligned with important astronomical sites, and it is believed to have been established around 2,000 years ago. One of the most renowned structures there is the Pyramid of the Sun, which is known for aligning with astronomical cycles accurately. The theory supported by proponents of the existence of extraterrestrial beings suggests that the city itself could be a massive digital computer circuit built by by aliens thousands of years ago. This theory is based on the complexity and technological advancement that is evident in Teotihuacan, surpassing the capabilities of the contemporaneous Aztec civilization that flourished in Mexico. This has led scientists to speculate that Teotihuacan was constructed through a fusion of various cultures, such as the Maya, Zapotec, and Mixtec, indicating that it was a human endeavor influenced by a combination of resources and cultures. This amalgamation of resources and cultures is what allowed the city to emerge in the brilliant form we see today. Many of us have heard the famous legend associated with King Arthur, in which he pulls a sword of peculiar make from a stone as if it were a supernatural weapon. English historians have faced great difficulty in their quest to uncover the truth behind this sword and its actual connection to King Arthur. While the stone may indeed exist, the question remains as to who could have embedded the sword in it and effortlessly removed it. One of the most popular theories attempting to explain this phenomenon suggests that advanced extraterrestrial beings possessed scientific knowledge that allowed them to develop laser-powered weapons capable of easily cutting through rocks. Swiss author Erich von Däniken has indicated that the sword used by King Arthur was one of the special weapons belonging to extraterrestrial creatures. The exploration of Mars has captivated some of the greatest minds on Earth who are interested in colonizing and landing on its surface. During the Viking 1 satellite's orbit around Mars in 1976 to investigate the nature of its surface, it captured a series of intriguing and attention-grabbing images. One particular image depicted a sand dune formation shaped like a face, measuring over 3 kilometers in length. It was located in an area known as Cydonia, which separates the smooth plains of the planet's north from the elevated terrain in the south. However, researchers at the time dismissed the suggestion that it was anything more than meaningless shadows, deeming it unworthy of further investigation. Simultaneously, theories emerged asserting that the face on Mars was a significant indication of the existence of extraterrestrial beings and that they were responsible for its presence on the Martian surface. It wasn't until 25 years later, specifically in 2001, that a new satellite belonging to NASA captured a more detailed image of the same location from Earth. Surprisingly, the face was not present, and it became apparent that it was simply a limitation of the camera's capabilities that had made the details resemble a human face. One of the most famous theories embraced by space enthusiasts in ancient times revolves around ancient pictorial depictions of unfamiliar beings riding flying vehicles. The most common source of such images is found in ancient Hindu manuscripts and texts. These texts allude to the existence of palaces and flying thrones, which has led many people to hold on to the theory and affirm the presence of extraterrestrial beings who landed on Earth thousands of years ago and utilized highly advanced technology. Some argue that we can find traces of this advanced technology in the manuscripts. While there are drawings of peculiar flying vehicles resembling UFOs, there are also depictions of vehicles pulled by horses and operating on the ground, similar to those used by humans. In reality, you will discover that the commonplace depictions of horse-drawn carts, which we are familiar with, play a significant role in Hindu manuscripts. As for the flying objects depicted in these manuscripts, their true nature remains unknown. Dinosaurs of all kinds lived on planet Earth for millions of years, which is something almost everyone agrees on based on the fossil record confirming their existence. However, archaeologists and geologists have disagreed on the potential scenarios for the extinction of dinosaurs. Theories have emerged explaining the extinction of dinosaurs, claiming that ancient humans enlisted the help of aliens to fight off dinosaurs. Supposedly these aliens chased Tyrannosaurus rex using their flying saucers and shot them with laser weapons. On the other hand, there are claims that a group of rocks was found containing both human and dinosaur traces, indicating they coexisted peacefully. This suggests the alien story is nonsense and imaginary, with no place in science fiction. Easter Island is one of the islands where life long ago became extinct. The island was characterized by a chain of volcanic mountains across its length. Beside these mountains, the island has a whole fleet of statues carved in the shape of faces. The carvings are strangely sophisticated given the era in which they were carved. The statues are estimated to be over 1,000 years old. This fleet consists of about 900 statues, each weighing 14 tons and measuring 4 meters tall. Since there is no obvious reason for building these statues in this remote location, theories have emerged suggesting they are religious symbols associated with certain rituals, and that extraterrestrials built them. However, some people have criticized this theory, saying that an environmental disaster simply erased traces of life that existed there, leaving behind the statues along with the remains of some buildings. So we have discussed some of the strangest theories related to aliens. Thank you for following along. Goodbye.